Yo, what's up with y'all boys and girls, man? Hey, it's Jay Briggs here with my guy, Chris Ruffolo, man, as we continue to cook up this WNBA action. Welcome to the WNBA Layup session, man. We got a full 6-game WNBA card tonight, man. I'm pumped up. I'm ready to cover it. I'm ready to sit back and watch some good WNBA hoops, man. I'm ready to break it down with my guy, Chris, man. How you doing, Chris? How you doing? How you doing?
Well, it's good to be back, man. We missed each other for a couple days doing the WNBA, but yeah, actually, unfortunately, Wade, she did a good job holding it down for us, and yeah, we're back for a full 6-game slate. Tell the Phoenix Mercury enjoy the night off, kick your feet up, watch how it's done the rest of the league. Going to work tonight, but yeah, some decent matchups as well. We'll have to try to navigate through them. I think there are a couple landmine spots and a couple spots where you just kind of got to be creative with how you put it together. But still, these are the times we live for, especially with everything else kind of winding down, NBA, NHL. So WNBA starting to take a bigger spotlight, and I'm here for it. How you doing?
I think you hit the nail right on the head from several fronts. Great to have a huge WNBA card like this, kind of take the forefront. Of course, there's baseball today, but I think a lot of people will sit back and watch some WNBA tonight. And I think there's a couple of spots that I really love and want to attack. I also think there's a couple games where it's like, yeah, that could go either way. So interested to hear your thoughts. I'm ready to break it down and get the people what they want, man, which is some winners, betting, hoops. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's do exactly that. Money Making Tuesday, first game on the board. It's the Indiana Fever, 18.5-point home favorites over the Connecticut Sun. Huge win for the Fever, beating the Liberty in that first game. In that last game they played, Caitlin Clark's return to the floor. Now huge favorites in this one, Chris. Is it warranted? Do you like it? Or do you think they're a little overrated, overvalued following a huge win like that?
I think that if I was going to pick a side in this one, I'd probably lean towards Connecticut plus the points. It just feels like a letdown spot for the Fever. The Fever are going to be an exciting team. They're going to be a very, that we have to acknowledge, even though I don't necessarily believe in this mindset, they are going to be a very public team this season, especially with, Caitlin Clark and Caitlin Clark returning in a headliner spot here. The reason I can't get there with the Sun, and remember I said early in the open that we'd have to be creative, and I'll get to that in a sec, is because even if you take 18 points with the Sun, they have shown in their last few road games they can't be trusted. Catching even a big number. They've lost by 12, 37, 48, and 22 and 24 in their last 5 losses. So, and that's against less than what they're up against here. So what I would rather do is take the Fever's team total over 92.5. I think that the Sun team, you can't even say that they lean on defense anymore because they don't even have that. So I'd rather take the Fever team total over. It's the one entity I trust in this game is the Fever's offense.
Hey, I like that team total over for the Fever. Hey, Caitlin's back. They got their swag back. I told you guys at the beginning of the season, as the way I was looking at it, I had them as the third best team in this league behind the Liberty and the Lynx. And now that Caitlin's back, I think they're about to show exactly that. I also said the Connecticut Sun are the worst team in this league. And I think all of that holds true here. Huge number with the Liberty in a game. With the Fever in a game like this. I do worry about this being a letdown spot, like Chris said. The reason I will go ahead and lay it and not worry about it is it's a revenge game for Indiana. They lost to Connecticut the first time these two teams played, 85-83 in Indiana. That was one of Connecticut's only wins of this entire season. So I think Indiana blows them out offensively. I don't think Connecticut will have the offensive firepower to hang with them in a spot like this. I'm going to take the Fever. I'm going to lay the huge number here in our first game of the night, man. We keep it rolling, Chris. WNBA Commissioner's Cup action continues. Game 2 is the defending champs, the New York Liberty, at home, at the crib. Sizable home favorites following their first loss of the season. With the Atlanta Dream, who are red hot in their own right, rolling in. Total 163.5. Man, I'm gonna lean towards the Liberty here in the bounce back spot. The Liberty, believe, are the best team in this league. Um, in the bounce back game here, I think they come out here fully focused at home and kind of beat up on the Dream. The Dream are playing really well. Shout out to Atlanta. They're playing even better than I have given them credit for and would have thought they would have been playing at this moment. Um, but I still think there's levels to this. And they're getting a pissed off Liberty team who is head and shoulders the best team in this league. So just don't love the spot for Atlanta here. A loss here doesn't really mean anything, I think, in the grand scheme of things for Atlanta. New York, though, I think get back's on track, get back's to regular schedule programming. And I'm going to lay the points here in this one. Just don't want to overcomplicate it. Shout out to the Dream, playing well, just running up against the best team in the league in a pissed off spot. How you feeling here, Chris?
I think I'm leaning towards the Liberty as well. Um, Although it's not strong for me because there are a couple of things that I am concerned about with the Liberty's game. But let's look at the Dream, right? If you look at the Dream schedule up to this point, what's been their toughest test? Maybe on the road at Indiana, a game they did win outright, but they were 7-point dogs. But is that their toughest game? They won a game in Seattle, and I get Seattle's a good home team, but doesn't feel like they're the same, as strong of a team as they were last year. This is the first time they're going to have to play one of the upper tier, the true upper tier teams in the WNBA this season. So it's going to be interesting to see how they fare. And if you're looking for a silver lining to take the Dream, the Liberty are not the same rebounding team that they've been in the past. They're dead last in the WNBA in offensive rebounds per game allowed, and the Dream are the best rebounding team in the dub. So if you're looking for a reason to back Atlanta, that might be it. But I just think there's too many weapons for the Liberty, who have shown time and time again, especially at home, to just be on another level. And I think this is one of those games where the Dream can keep it close, but somehow the Liberty just start to slowly pull away in the second half. Maybe win this one by 11. So I'm going to lean towards the Liberty here, laying the points too.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Liberty, 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 Liberty. Keep it rolling. We got the Chicago Sky off a win the other night. Home dogs, 3.5 point home dogs, with the Washington Mystics rolling in. Total 156.5 here in this one. How do you see this game playing out?
Oh, I wish I could see this game playing out with my eyes closed because this is ugly. But I'd probably lean towards the under here, honestly, because I don't know if I can say the words Chicago Sky and sustained success in the same sentence. But on the other side, you have the Mystics who, last year were a money machine as an underdog. And, even as a road favorite, you kind of had to scratch your head and be like, okay, cool. But now it's like the script is flipped where they can barely do anything right. Cool, you beat Connecticut and you have a win at home over Indiana, and that's all well and good. But realistically, doesn't mean much to me here. These are two offenses that I just don't trust. I think this is a first to 75, 76 wins kind of game, like 76, 70, something like that. So I'm rolling with the under in Sky Mystics.
I'm not mad at an underplay. Two offensively challenged teams at times. Um, the Mystics can score sometimes, but I don't think they will do enough to score tonight. We saw them struggle mightily offensively against Atlanta, and I think the Sky are about to improve a little bit. I like the Sky outright money line. That's what I like here in this. So I'm taking a shot on some plus money. I ain't gonna lie, man. Some people gonna call me a hater. I like what I saw from Angel Reese in that last game. I really did. And I need to see more of that point forward Angel Reese is what I'm looking for. Rebound, push the tempo, push the pace, find an open shooter, find an open somebody, miss, rebound, put it back. Like, that's her game. She's one of the best in the league at that. She still has to get better, of course, but the way this team has played early this season, I think now opens up for more room for her to do more. And coming off a solid win in that last one, the Mystics, I don't like the spot for them. 4 of their last 5 are played at home. They've lost 4 of their last 5. Just got blown out at home by the Dream. Now out on the road, Chicago coming back home with a little confidence. I just think it's a really good spot to take a shot on some plus money with the Sky in a game like this. Especially a player like Angel Reese building confidence. That's all I'm saying. I think it's a good spot. Washington, like Chris said, is a confusing team at times, and I just don't like their current form. So I'm gonna fade them. Rocking with Chicago. Take a shot on some plus money with the Sky as a home dog. We keep it rolling, man. We keep it rolling. We keep it rolling. We got my hometown team, the Dallas Wings. 3.5 point home favorites. Total 163 and a half. Ain't gonna lie. When I first saw this line, I kind of scratched my head a little bit. Um, the Valkyries are playing well, really well. Coming off 3 straight wins, beat up on Las Vegas. We saw how ugly that was. At the time, that was head scratching. But then they turn around, beat the Sparks, turn around, beat the Storm, coming in on a 3-game win streak. 5-5 on the season, but dogs on the road to the Wings, who are 1-11. This is a spot where I'm a line reading. This is a spot where I just don't want to overcomplicate things. I'm taking the Dallas Wings. I'm gonna lay the 3.5. I think the line tells you everything you need to know in a game like this tonight. Honestly, as a Dallas Wings fan, I've been watching this team, and this team is playing really well right now. I know it's weird to say with a team 1-11, but you kind of look at their last 3 games, who they've played, the competition. That game against Minnesota was much closer than that final line and that final number would indicate. Watch that entire game. They fell apart the last 2-3 minutes of that basketball game. Other than that, that game was super competitive with the Lynx. I thought they played Phoenix decently, and I thought they played the Aces decently. They really should have beat the Aces the other night, and they just fell apart late in that one as well. But they're 3.5 point home favorites in this game for a reason. And I believe if you wait a little closer to game time, we're shooting this the night before. If you wait a little closer to game time, I think we'll be able to get them under a bucket. I think the public probably gets in on the Valkyrie, looking at them on a 3-game win streak, and pushes this number down a little bit. So I would wait, but I do think the Wings win this game. I think the line tells you everything you need to know. Just letting you guys know my thoughts. I'm on the Wings. I'm gonna lay it here in this one. Chris, how you see it playing out?
Yeah, I got to be on the other side in this one. No disrespect, the Wings are playing well. Like you laid it out perfectly. Some of these final scores that they've been having lately are kind of fool's gold. You kind of got to dig in and see sort of how they, lost those games. That game against Minnesota, they were outscored 24-9 in the fourth quarter. Like it was a frustrating way to lose that game. But for me here, it's just the fact that for me, Golden State has just been a money machine as an underdog this season. I think there's still, some public perception that, the Wings, after drafting Paige Beckers, still should be, probably a lot better than 1-11. And I get that, they've taken some bumps and, the line kind of looks funky, but for me, I'm rolling with sort of what's brought me to the dance, and that's backing the Valkyries as an underdog. So, that's just kind of where I'm going to lean here. I'm going to roll with the Valkyries plus the points.
I ain't mad at it. I ain't mad at it. Like I said, Valkyrie are playing well. And when I first saw the line, scratched my head too. But we'll see how that one ends up playing out. Keep rolling. We got the Las Vegas Aces out on the road versus the Minnesota Lynx. Lynx, sizable. Home favorites, Lynx 13.5 in this one. Total 161.5. How you see this game playing out tonight?
Yeah, sizable favorites because A'ja Wilson's still out with that concussion, and we saw these two teams meet in the conference in semifinals last year, and it was all Minnesota, and I think it could be all Minnesota here as well. I have not loved what I've seen from the Aces at the best of times this season, but now you take away their best player in A'ja Wilson, and we've seen this offense kind of fall off a cliff. And even when the offense has shown up at times, the defense has elapsed as well. And this is a Minnesota team that just does everything seemingly very well. They're the best shooting team in the WNBA. They're the best three-point shooting team. Vegas, their field goal defense, 12th out of 13 teams. Their three-point defense is 10th. They give up a lot of free throws. Teams are shooting 84% from the line against them. To me, I would maybe look at a team total over again for the Lynx, maybe just a full game over as well. But I think this one's Lynx all day. I think they drive a nail home. Basically, kick a a wounded team when they're down in the aces. So give me the Lynx in this one.
Word for word, bar for bar. I don't disagree with anything you said. Um, we saw the Lynx, get the hiccup out of their system with the loss to the Storm on the road. After that, came back, dominated the Sparks at home. And then, like you said, I think they beat up on a wounded Aces team who isn't even playing all that well right now anyway. Um, the Lynx are the second best team in the league. Some would even argue they're better than the Liberty. I think it's a crazy argument. We just the Liberty beat them in the finals, but I'm not mad at nobody saying that. And if they run it back, there will be plenty of people on the Lynx for plenty of justifiable reasons, and we'll see how it plays out. That's why we love sports. Um, but tonight, I think they keep it rolling. Still winners for their last five. Only one loss on the season. Been dominant at home. No reason for me to buck the trend or try to go the other way with a struggling Aces team right now. I'm on Minnesota. I'm going to lay it here in this one. And Chris, we head over to our last and final game of the night. It's the Seattle Storm. 8.5-point road favorites over the Los Angeles Sparks. This line did a complete, runaway due to some news here that's happened in this basketball game. So Sparks are really banged up here. Kelsey Plum's out. Odyssey Sims is out. Ray Burrow's out. Like they're missing a handful of players right now. And I think, Cameron Brink's still out. She'll be back soon. She'll be back probably within the next week or so. So the Sparks will be getting healthy, just not right now. That's why this line is ballooned the way that it has. I don't usually love laying extended numbers like this on the road with the Storm, but off of the loss to the expansion team, the Golden State Valkyrie, I think they come in here and beat up on a wounded Sparks team. Um, Storm are head and shoulders the more talented team in this game tonight, and coming off of a bad loss, in my opinion, I think they come in here and handle business. There will be spots to bet on the Sparks. I just don't think tonight's one of those. I'm leaning towards the Storm. Don't really love it though. How you feeling here in the last game of the night, Chris?
Yeah, I don't love laying points at the Storm on the road either, but there's no, G League for the WNBA, but we might see the South Bay Sparks here because it's just like the majority of this team is banged up, like you said. Kelsey Plum especially is the big one. I mean, we've seen what Vegas has done without their top dog and Asia Wilson. You're taking away 21 points per game from a Sparks team that at times the season at full strength has looked lackadaisical and just, they just haven't been able to either hang with good teams or they play down to bad teams. And like I said, while we don't, or I shouldn't say I don't love backing the Storm on the road, laying this kind of number at the best of times, it feels like it's the only alternative because, the Sparks are just, like you said, banged up. They're being held together by tape. I don't even know what to make of this team right now. So it's Storm or nothing for me in this game. I'm with you, though. I do not love it. But again, it's just at a point where, who's going to be suiting up? So give me the Storm here.
Fair enough. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it. That's all. We covered all 6 games tonight in the WNBA. We appreciate each and every one of you that continue to tune in and watch these videos, watch these episodes. All we ask is that you smash that like button, you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We're about to hit 250,000, probably today, either today or tomorrow. It's going to happen. So we appreciate each and every one of you for joining the community. And we're just trying to help you guys become better, see the board better, and let you guys know our thoughts and opinions on the day's action. We got plenty of different content here on our channel. So check it all out, man. We do have premium plays over at the site. For me in the WNBA, I've been seeing the board fairly well. I am 16-6 on my top play in the WNBA. I typically have one every single night. There's a WNBA game. I did drop my most recent one So I'm in a bounce back spot, and I've been really good in the bounce back spot this season. So you can scoop that play up for me for $19 over at Pick Dawgz Premium. On a day like today, I'll have a pretty good amount of plays between the WNBA and Major League Baseball. So you can scoop those plays up over at Pick Dawgz Premium. You can pair me up with Chris Ruffolo, or you can hop on something long term. Ladies and gentlemen, Chris, what you got going on today over at Pick Dawgz Premium?
Yeah, it's gonna be the same thing for me. A lot of Major League Baseball and some WNBA. Whether I have a WNBA play of the day, we'll have to see, or it might just be as part of a bigger package. But yeah, there's definitely gonna be some WNBA on the board for me. But like Jay said, this is a great time to jump on long term. We got a lot of action lined up. Even though we're in the dog days of summer, we're starting to delve into the WNBA a lot more because the money's the same color no matter where you find it. So definitely hop on board. You pair us up. Use that multi-capper promotion. Remember to use that promo code PICK and get 15% off your purchase.
Appreciate each and every one of y'all, man. Money making Tuesday. Let's do the damn thing today. Make it a winning day. See y'all tomorrow. We out here. Peace.